Well, hello everybody.
What's up,
Welcome,
y'all?
welcome. As y'all can see, I got my boy in a building. My brother is back, y'all. He is in the building
Sure.
tonight. When I put the caption up, I kind of wanted to surprise everyone. I didn't want you to know he would be back, but y'all already know I'm so excited to have my brother back in the building with
Yes, to
us.
be back.
We got Dr. Real. It's gonna get really real tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
So y'all already know how we coming.
Yes, I know.
But as usual, we just want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with us. We know that you all could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be right here with us, and we truly appreciate that. Um, so we are here every Wednesday night between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. So continue to rock with us, baby, because y'all already know we're going to continue to bring the real.
Absolutely.
Um, if we got new viewers out there, just go ahead and drop a hello or, just say, hey, we want to welcome you to watching us. And hopefully you guys come back every Wednesday night to still rock with us. So,
Mhm.
Dr. Real. What's been going on, my brother? What's been going on?
Man, it's been for lack of a better phrase, been a hell of a month and a month and 3/4, I could say. It's been a long month. Worst birthday month of my 49 years on this earth. I can tell you that much. But
The
we'll get into
worst
that here
birthday month.
shortly. But I'm blessed to be here. Um, God found me worthy enough to still be here with y'all. And what I would tell you is whatever you have in life that you keep putting off and keep saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow, or I don't have enough money to do this, or I don't have enough time. Well, damn it, you better make time.
I know
Stop
that's
making
right.
excuses. Because when I tell you, you are not promised the next second, forget the next day. You're not
In
promised the
that
next
second.
second. So stop
Mhm.
wasting time, stop making excuses, get out your own way, and whatever your dreams and aspirations are, go ahead and get into it and do it. Quit waiting
I
around
know
because
that's
life
right.
is not going to wait for you. I'm here to tell
I
you.
know that's right. And I'm glad that you're sharing it with us because we say that a lot, and a lot of times we put things off and be like, you know what? Not this year. I ain't gonna do it, but come next year, oh yeah, it's my time. It's my time to shine. It's my time to enjoy life. We don't know how long we have.
Exactly.
Um, I mean, if you guys are watching these things that's taking place, all these different people that we know, that we went to school with, that we work with, that we, had certain encounters with,
Mm-hmm.
man, these people, they're leaving. They're leaving like flies. Like
Yeah.
it's something that's happening and becoming so normal. There's so many things going on that we have to be made aware of. I was
Mm-hmm.
looking at something, Dr. Real, before we get into everything, the gist of everything. There's a lot of laws, guys, that got passed effective September this month.
Oh, yes.
And I was looking at a lot of stuff. And as I was reading over some stuff, Dr. Real, I was like, well, damn. Like, I felt like it's kind of like one of those feelings where you've been so strict on your kids, so to speak. And then
Mm-hmm.
you've now looked around and said, you know what, let me loosen up a little bit. I said,
Mm-hmm.
damn, are they giving us rope to hang ourselves? Or is it just really the world is changing? A couple of laws that I saw that passed, like you as y'all see, we see all the gun violence, we see all these kids running around with these guns. Well,
Mm-hmm.
effective in September the 1st, they passed the law that you don't have to be licensed to carry a gun as long as
Mm-hmm.
you're over the age of 21.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is wondering, they're like, well, you got some people even blaming the parents, like who raised them, who did this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at the age of 21, they're free to carry a gun, no license. It is
Mm-hmm.
what it is. One of the things that shocked me, because it goes hand in hand, like, okay, so they letting us carry guns around, they don't care, boom boom. I saw that they passed a law to where you used to have to wait until like what, after 11 for beer and wine on Sundays.
Oh, yeah. Now
Well, they
7 o'clock.
now extended the hours. They've
Yes,
extended
ma'am. Now it's 7
for you to
a.m.
get
Let's
this
go.
drinky drink on, and they've extended it to like later, like that, not at night, like from I think 11 o'clock at night or something. Like it's extended. So I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, they giving us they giving us leeway to drink, pick up the guns. Some ain't right.
Yeah. I
What's
mean,
really
it's a
going
perfect
on?
storm because Saturday 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
So and I know it's just beer and wine,
But
but
it's Sunday.
enough
No.
beer
They've
to get
extended
you
it on
away.
Sunday.
Yeah. So let's give a scenario where you a young man, you're on Facebook and you see somebody that says something slick about you. You've been sipping on beer since 2 o'clock. So you
Right.
nice. And you just went to the academy and got you a nice little weapon. That's a
Yeah.
recipe for disaster. Now, and
Man.
that's not going to be something that's going to be happening all the time, but yet it happens now. It happened before that law ever came into place because people already been carrying that not licensed. That's nothing new. But the fact
Yeah.
now that the law is behind you is a problem because for me, it's a road rage. I don't care about the drinking. I care about the drinking part, but the road rage is a part for me because there was a guy with I think February that murdered somebody somewhere in Dallas, and they have his truck on the billboard. They still ain't caught the man yet. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So you're right. I don't know if they're giving us rope to hang ourselves, or they figure y'all already doing it. So why not just go ahead and let y'all do it? I'm not for it because they had a school shooting in Virginia yesterday. I mean,
Yes, I
so
saw that.
thank y'all for welcoming. I appreciate that. But it's Governor Abbott got to go, man. I'm just gonna go and say it out loud. He got to go from
He gotta go.
this abortion stance, which I think is abysmal.
That's something else they passed. They passed that.
To just his handling of COVID, his handling of ERCOT with the and winter's around the corner with the storm. His handling of the money for unemployment. He just pulled out of that early when people out here still can't find a job. I mean, you getting a job that's basically the working poor job. That's not a job.
Right.
You having to work a job that's not paying your bills. You know what I'm saying? And you making basically a slave wage. And no offense to that, but a slave wage, you can't pay your bills, and you got to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
You know what I'm saying? And unemployment will make you you can't turn down a job if they offer it to you, even if it's like $10 an hour and you just came from something making $25 an hour. Your bills are still $25 an hour bills. They haven't switched to $10. That doesn't change.
Right.
And I don't understand how these politicians or maybe people that work there understand it. I know some of them don't, but how can you sit there and look at a person's face and like, yeah, you're gonna get a $10 job. We're gonna cut your benefits off if you don't take this job, but your mortgage is $1,200 a month. Your bills ain't changed.
It's crazy.
I don't get it.
It's crazy. It's crazy, right? But I'm gonna tell you something too. He gotta go, and I'm gonna talk about my Uncle Joe for a minute too, because I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Joe, listen, and I want him to see me real good. I feel like how Robin feel on the Mamapreneur podcast when she doing the jewelry for paparazzi. By the way, I am rocking paparazzi jewelry tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much, Robin. This is what it is. Now, Uncle Joe, I feel like you got a lot going on right now.
Too much going on.
Camera 1, camera 2. You got a lot going on right now, but me and my sisters and brothers not gonna let you pass about what you said you was gonna do, because if you're too busy, where's Kamala? Is that how you where's she at? Because these student loans that you said that you was gonna get rid of, they still sitting up. I still see them on my credit. Okay, now they're paying. Don't get me wrong.
He's passing some. He's passing some.
He making it seem like he's too busy, and this on the back of the list. I just need to know, Uncle Joe, are you gonna still do it? Because right now it's messing with me a little bit, because you really you got us with that one. I told my homegirl, we was talking about this, and respectfully, I had to look up Joe Biden's zodiac sign, because he's something like a silent. Donald Trump is a Gemini. I mean, and he is. But the thing about it is, what I liked about Donald was He told you what the hell he was gonna do.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you might as well get prepared. You knew what he was gonna do. You knew how he was coming.
Right.
But it was something about Joe. When I looked him up, I said, "Oh, that's what it is." Cause he got this little innocence about himself, but he really sneaky. He
Mm-hmm.
a Scorpio. He a
Mm.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
he is not who he said that he was going to be.
Well, catch what he is what politicians are, and this what makes me laugh about just the American public in general. Every 4 years, and it's normally a man comes along, and he treats us like the drunk girl at the bar. And he a smooth talking, ready to get in the panties guy, and he gives us this game. He take our cookies and then does not call us back for 4 years. And 4 years come around, and here we go again. We're running right back to the same man. Like, how many times are they going to game us? I mean, they're going to make promises. That's what they do. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. And he has kept half his promise with the student loans, because he's forgiven the ones for schools that went under, like DeVry University. If you had student loans from them,
No,
they were forgiven. Any school that like went under,
no, I need him to step
I
in,
don't think
tap
it was
in.
me for my
University of
real
Phoenix
college,
is where I went. Yeah, that real stuff.
the
They was
real
hitting
college.
me for 1,900 a class, and
Yeah,
he told me he was gonna wipe away like what about 10,000, 10 racks, right?
man, I'll take that.
I
You ain't gotta
need
give it all of it, but just give me something.
just give me something, and I'm still
Be a
waiting
man of
on it,
your
Uncle
word.
Joe.
Be a man of your word for once. Did somebody
I
step up?
need that.
Black folks turn Georgia blue. They got you elected. You need to remember that. The black
Exactly.
folks got you elected because they turned Georgia blue, which they haven't been Democrat, I don't think, ever. You know what I'm saying? Or if they were, maybe when Jimmy Carter was president. But at any rate, it's been a long time since that state's been a blue state. And we
Yeah,
did that. What's her name? Stacey Adams, I think her name is.
Stacy. Yeah, Stacy.
Yeah,
It's
she
Stacy.
with her being in the lead, we changed that state to blue, and we got you elected, fam. So you need to come. You
Yeah,
need to remember your invitation to barbecue cookout
and
can be revoked.
yeah, I need him and Kamala to huddle up like the Cowboys and
Get it together.
back them when you get together and you finna run this play. I need them to huddle up and figure out what they're gonna do about these loans because I'm
Figure it
sitting
out.
here still. It's a problem for me.
Yeah,
Okay,
a
I'm
big problem.
sorry, y'all, but it's a problem. I'm sorry to go on and rant about that, but I was thinking about it. I was gonna even send a message to my fellas, like fellas, if you got this woman and she's pressuring you about something when it comes to like relationship status and why we ain't putting no label on them, why we all you gotta do is look her dead in her eyes and say, baby, what's your debt to income ratio? Or what do you guys still you are humble some I'm humble. Like people right now probably thinking like, oh, she didn't change. Now I'm being quiet because I'm waiting on Joe. Now when Uncle Joe do what he's supposed to do, I'm gonna start back talking. But right now I'm gonna be quiet because I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be quiet. But anywho, we got some stuff going on. I was jumped out there fast thinking Uncle Joe was gonna take care of some business, and he took care of the business. Him and Kamala better huddle up. And y'all
Get it
hashtag
together, Joe.
huddle up. Biden and Kamala huddle up. Maybe they'll get the message because we need them to fix this.
Get it together, Joe. You and your clone, whoever. If it's you or your clone, one of them need to go handle their business.
Somebody
I don't care
gonna
which one
have
of
to
y'll
do
do it, but
something.
somebody needs to do it. And one of the other, I don't care.
That part. We want to get into some stuff, y'all. Y'all know how we do, but you know how I just been thinking about some stuff. But I missed y'all. I missed my brother. We ain't been able to talk and chat with y'all. So we said, hey, why not? Let's chat. Let's chat. Let's talk about this. But I do seriously, because I know we get to talking and the time goes by so fast.
Right.
I want us to, if you're on here, we got some things we want to talk about because the realness of it is here. You know, we got the virus going on. We talked about it once before, the Bloods and the Crips. You got the vaccinated, the unvaccinated. People are against each other. And I was telling Dr. Real backstage, I'm like, you know, for a person like me, I have a hard time trusting doctors when it comes to them practicing medicine just based on me watching the things that my sister went through. Like, I just don't, these people are not trustworthy in my eyes. So no, I'm not one that's team vaccine, and I'm not able to understand and relate to this like some people may be able to. So I want Dr. Real to share with us some of the knowledge that we may be wondering about when it comes to the importance of this and some of the stuff that he even experienced.
So if y'all was wondering why I've been gone for so long, it's because I had COVID with double pneumonia.
Man,
My venture with this started. My son had it first. My oldest son had it first. He had COVID, and once we got him tested, we were taking care of him and everything. But I'm pretty sure I was exposed to it from him before we even knew he had it. And it hurts more when your child is sick from something like that. So my wife and I were taking care of them, and then we decided to get tested. And sure enough, that Monday, I think right after my birthday, we tested positive. She already had
right after your birthday.
Her first vaccine cycle, she already had. So her symptoms wasn't as bad as mine, but being the fact I'm a diabetic, it just really ravaged me to the point to where I finally got my hard headed behind up after she'd been prodding me to go to the hospital. That Monday, I think it was the 12th or 13th, whatever it was. I decided to go, and when I got to the hospital, and she couldn't really stay with me at all. The nurse was trying to tell me, to stand up here, and I almost passed out in the ER because I couldn't really stand. I was severely dehydrated, the whole nine. My fever when I went in, the guy that admitted was 103. They ran like so many IVs because they couldn't even find the vein really to stick my IV in because I was so dehydrated. And I was drinking Gatorade and water and stuff, but because I was feverish every single day, I was basically it all out. So got there, and that Tuesday night, my second night in the hospital, I felt my life literally leaving my body. Like I was, how you say, and I didn't see like, no flowers or no light or nothing of that nature. But I was having moments of my life I could see that I haven't seen or thought about in years, like from when I was 3 or 4 years old. And I was just watching my life timelines go. And I just screamed out to God that if he felt that my life was worth saving, to save me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I didn't know what to do.
That's deep.
And, my breathing, I can say it got better, but that feeling of my life leaving stopped. I didn't know what else to do, but it was breathing hard. And I'll tell you something, when you lose the ability to do basic stuff, like laugh, breathe through your nose without oxygen, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that we take for granted. And I'm pretty much a very thankful person, grateful person. But you take stuff like that for granted because you expect to be able to breathe on your own every day. You expect to be able to do, laugh, even sneeze. It's basic stuff that you do every day. I couldn't do any of that. Plus, you're in isolation, so you're by yourself, and you can't see any of your loved ones. So I'm laying there that Tuesday night. Once I went through all that thing, I'm never going to see my wife, my kids again. That's the hard part. So it goes into the psychological part. Now, not only are you sick physically, now it's the psychological part because you're in a room by yourself, and the only people that you see every day is the nurses and the CNAs coming there, and they're only in there for a hot second, and they give you some BS conversation, and they gone. You know what I'm saying? Wow. They don't. And then the respiratory comes in, and I mean, it was an ordeal. I was in the hospital 7 days. Once I screamed to God for him to save me, and he just gave me that strength for perseverance. And I was like, you know what? This ain't you. You're not gonna lay down here and die. So let's go. Get up. I just started talking to myself. It's like Dr. Real versus Craig. That's what it was. Like this side was letting me go. This side, like, You just 2 weeks. And I was like, nah, you're going to get your ass up. Excuse my language. You can get your ass up today. You're going to walk. And it was hard to walk. Like when I take the oxygen off, it was almost like a fish out of water. I've never had asthma in my life, but
Really?
now I know what an asthma attack feels like. Because I couldn't even walk 2 steps without being coughing uncontrollably and hard to breathe. Like people, if you out here still thinking this is a joke or it's a game or it's a hoax, I can tell you from straight up point of view experience, it is not a game. I was going to get my vaccine the day I found out I was positive, the next day, on the 9th of August. I was going to get my first round of vaccines the day after, or the next day before I found out I was positive. And then once you find out positive, you can't go get it. Obviously, you can't get a vaccine once you're positive.
Okay, explain that part, Dr. Real. So you're saying that, because I heard bits and pieces of that as well. So if you're positive, why is it that you can't get it?
It's so different. Like if you have the flu, you can't if you have an active flu, you can't go get a flu shot. If you're actively sick with the flu, because they won't do it. I had to wait. Basically, I wait 30 days after I got out of the hospital to go to get my vaccine, which I got scheduled for next week. But I encourage you folks, my black people. I lost a classmate Sunday to the very same thing that I had. She had the exact same thing, COVID-19 with double pneumonia and diabetic, 49 years old, and she's gone. She's in the hospital over a month, longer than me. Sometimes that gives you almost survivor's remorse. Like, why was her life not worth saving? Mine was. It makes you question that. And you shouldn't. You should be grateful. But it's like, what's the difference between me and her? Like, why did you choose to save me? But this girl was supporting me. When I was going to crit Dr. Real, she was one to give me advice like, nah, you got something. You need to keep pushing. Always positive, always, great inspirational person. And she gone. And it's just like, damn, like that was me a month ago. And she no longer here. So if you still playing around about the vaccine, or you think you're gonna grow a double head or some crap like that, or it's so much misinformation, it's too much information out here. And you're hearing it from both sides. And that's part of the problem. One thing about this information age is too much information. So you're being pulled from the left and the right. Like you said earlier, it's the vaccinated versus the non-vaccinated. And they're both saying, well, you're the reason why it's still going on. Not necessarily. Part of the problem is we were so excited to get back outside, we stopped doing the things that helped us to get back outside. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wants to wear their mask no more. And I look at it like this with the mask thing. I know it's uncomfortable and people hate wearing it. Some people, you look better with it on, so keep it on. You're saying? But the mask is just like if you peeing and you don't have nothing on to protect yourself, you can get it all over yourself. But you put some underwear on, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna get on nobody else, it's just gonna get on you. You put some jeans on, it gets nowhere but on you. That's the same thing, the same analogy for the mask. If you're coughing and stuff, that stays within you. But when you just wide open and like I say, free ball in the air, you coughing on everybody. Like you go to Kroger and stuff, people in this hacking, you don't know they got asthma, smoker's cough, emphysema, what going on, but now you just coughing and you letting all them particles out. You know what I'm saying? And I imagine that's how me and my wife, that's how my son probably acquired it. And with him coughing, we acquired it that way. I'm just just putting the things together, but it was a harrowing experience. I won't wish it on my enemy, period, because I felt like I was not going to be here no more. And that's a feeling that I wouldn't wish on nobody. And I was telling you backstage, it shouldn't take a near-death experience for you to have a full life experience. You shouldn't have to be damn near dead to realize how much life you have in you. So people, stop waiting for tomorrow to get them projects off. If you pissed off with your mama, your daddy, your sister, your uncle, your cousin, you may not want to go back and be in that relationship, but you got to move on from that. You get rid of all the pedestals and the roadblocks that are in your way and live your life, because you don't know how much life you have left. We always talking about, we always wait till somebody die to want to realize that life is worth living. Like, what? We always, even when you're going through depression or you're going through just bad times, there's always light truly at the end of the tunnel, and it's not always the train coming your way. We just got to be able to realize that things will get better, but you have to believe that in your heart and soul. You just can't be saying out your mouth and not believing. Things will get better. And it won't get better if you just stay in that spot.
So why do you think they're being so aggressive, Dr. Real? Like there's been things going on, like for example, like you said, the flu. There's things going on yearly. But like I say, Joe, our Uncle Joe, he is doing some things that make you question, like, why are you being so aggressive? Like I'm hearing that if you're not vaccinated, for example, even if people go to the hospitals and you're not one that's been vaccinated, they're pretty much turning you around because of the shortage of beds or whatever the case may be. But if you're vaccinated, they're giving you a kit pretty much to say, like, here, go home, take this, doctor on yourself. Like, I guess a little care package just to get through the pain or whatever you may be experiencing because you're vaccinated. But they're also saying, if you're not vaccinated, you need to actually you're not going to qualify for unemployment, like or things of that nature. And if you're on any type of assistance, if you're not vaccinated, you can no longer be on any type of assistance. They're doing so many different things to, if something is good for me, why are you forcing me to do it? Like, you don't have to force. It's just like a relationship. I mean, I guess you don't have to force good. Good is good. It's going to show and reflect. This is something I've never seen before. Why the force?
I was against them with they were doing the lottery with it and giving free tickets and all this other stuff. Like even my son's school, I think they're giving like $100 to students that are vaccinated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's like it's more. It's no more than different than an incentive you may give your kid to get their room clean. You know what I'm saying? It's like giving an allowance to them in a sense, because their mindset is where I'm looking at and breaking it down. There's way too many people not vaccinated for reasons, like I said, the conspiracy theory. And I always say, if Donald Trump would have took this a lot more serious when he was president, then I think we would be in a different place right now. But when he has a massive audience, and when he said it's a hoax, they went with it. It's a hoax. Okay, so you have people out here that are super spreaders that are spreading this stuff that believe it's a hoax, but yet you're sitting here you may be asymptomatic, but you're spreading it to everybody because you're a super spreader and you don't realize it. But you're so, and I don't even want to say ignorant, because you hear the facts, and I'm quoting facts because Dr. Fauci, he says some stuff that's contradictory of itself. But I can tell you, when I went to the hospital, the first thing they asked me was, "I vaccinated?" And I said, "No, you should have seen their face." If you ever read the book, The Scarlet Letter, I feel like I had a letter on my head, because they were like, "Oh, you ain't vaccinated?" So what? So my care gonna change because I ain't vaccinated?
Is that what it felt like? Is that what
felt like? They was like, "Oh, word." You know what I'm saying? So it's like they whole attitude changed. I'm like, look, I was about to get vaccinated the next day, but I'm positive, so I couldn't do it. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to be explaining myself to you. I'm a patient in this hospital. Can you do your job? But they were more like, then everybody came in the room, the doctor, the nurse, the respiratory therapist, everything. The first question they asked me was, "I vaccinated?" And then their whole attitude changed. And I said, no, it's as if it's like, well, it's your fault you're sick. That's how I took it. And I'm like, well,
oh yeah, that's probably how they meant it.
I made a whole year and a half when this thing was at its height, and I took every precaution possible, and I never got sick. So I don't even know if I had the Delta variant, because they can't test for that. Because I just had it really bad, and that upset me. They treated me like that, and I made it known. I didn't appreciate that. Like,
Damn.
don't look at me like I'm a leper now because I told you that I'm not vaccinated. So what's the difference? If I was, does it make it any better or what? You know what I'm saying? I know it lessens the symptoms and shortens the time of recovery, but to know what a steak tastes like again, Kesha, to just be able to smell my wife's perfume, or just to smell her, because I couldn't for a while. Those little things that, again, that you say you don't take for granted and say you appreciate it, but you really don't it's like missing your water when the well runs dry. That saying is very true. You know, you're not thirsty until you don't have any water. That's when you're really thirsty. You can have all the water in the world,
Right.
you're really thirsty. But the minute you don't got no water nowhere, you're thirsty. And I
Yeah.
found out my taste back last week. I'm about to say about 75%. But
Wow.
that 75% is better than zero I had 2 weeks ago. So please, people, you ain't got to take my word for it. Take that Pfizer vaccine. They say the Moderna is better for the COVID problems, but I'm getting the Pfizer. My family has a Pfizer. My wife has it. My daughter has it. My youngest son has it. My oldest son about to get it, and I'm about to get it on Sunday. I'd rather have 3 arms or arm growing out my behind than feeling like I felt a month ago. You don't want to have your lungs not being able to work anymore. You don't
And
want
I
that.
think that's the thing. This is what I picture because again, when I hear different, I always try to picture what's the breakdown, what's going on through the body, what may be happening. And I always hear everybody say, hey, I'm trying not to go to that hospital because it appears that when people get to the hospital, they don't make it out. But
That's not my fear.
this is what I feel, even based on what you're saying. Your body, a lot of times, the reason people don't make it out is because people's mindset may not be like yours, Dr. Real. Like you said, you told yourself, I'm about to get my ass up. I'm about to walk. I'm about to do this and I'm about to do that. Well, the minute you get into that hospital and they hook all these things up to you, your body becomes dependent upon the things that they're allowing to help you. If you're not breathing on your own, your body, like usually if you're congested or whatever, you cough, you're doing this on your own, so you're able to strongly cough certain stuff up and do things. Well, when you're laying back and having a machine you're depending on the machine to do these things, in my opinion, your body becomes more weak. And some people don't have that mindset to get up and fight. They're just dependent upon this to happen. And then once this happens, what happens now? Now that you send me home, I don't have this same machine. I don't have these same tools that you had that was fighting for me. And now somebody come knock on the door and I'm not even breathing in my own home. You know, that kind of stuff.
They sent me
That's what
home.
I think.
They sent me home with oxygen therapy. So I was on that the very first week. I was, did 30 minutes at a time in this breathing apparatus. It has a little ball in it. You breathe in it to kind of keep the ball up to see how deep a breath you can take and hold it.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped. They had to give me plasma therapy when I was in the hospital, which was weird. But I was like, when you're feeling desperate.
Was it you said plasma infusion or
Yeah,
was it
like
the
they
infusion?
ran through my IV, and then I signed off on this experimental treatment, and I think that helped me 100%, like to get better. And I got the paperwork for it. It really kind of accelerated me to kind of get better, get out of the hospital because they wanted to keep me longer than 7 days. And I was like, no, ma'am, no, sir, I'm getting the hell up out of here on Monday. Come hell or high
Yes,
water.
yes.
I'm getting up out of here. I'm not staying here another day. I got tired of hearing people screaming in rooms next to me. A guy came in, he passed away a couple of days later. That bothered me because you could hear it. You hear people calling for their mama. That mama probably been dead. It's hard to
Wow.
hear that.
Yeah,
And
it's hard.
you in isolation, so it's quiet.
Yeah.
So all I heard
Yeah.
was them nurses laughing and joking out there. And I'm like, but you hear people in there screaming for their mama. I'm trying not to get emotional here, but it's screaming for their mama, and they just crying and hollering, and and again, it's that psychological part. You just laying there, you hearing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, damn, like what the hell is going on around here? So that's when I
Right.
with the strength of God, I say, you know what, you getting your behind up, and we getting out of here. God and breathe life back into you on that Tuesday. You are not about to be here until next Tuesday. And they kept trying to say, well,
Right.
you're this and that. Like, look, my breathing is in the ratio where you say it's supposed to be at. And I said, let's take this the oxygen off and let me walk around the room without it. And I think that Thursday, I took the test on Thursday and I didn't pass it. So I couldn't but 2 steps, and I was having a severe asthma attack. That Saturday
Really?
testing, shit, your boy's walking out like DJ. Come on, somebody, just get this walk on. And the respiratory therapist was laughing. She was like, "Well, damn, Thursday you couldn't breathe, but Saturday I said, girl, I'm getting the hell up out of here on Monday. You're not understanding me. I'm going home." I was
And
walking
see,
out.
I don't think everybody have that. I really don't think everybody have that fight in them, and it really it take them out. I think it really
It's
takes them
here.
out. It's mental.
It's all mental. If it's just no different, like, and I asked myself, I said, I didn't that Sunday when I took the test on Sunday on the 8th, I want to say, and I came home, cooked dinner and everything. I was feeling great. That Monday I started feeling kind of tired, but once I seen and read that positive result, and my brain seen that, I feel like the symptoms just whoosh, like a person can have cancer and not know it.
Yeah.
They can be
Yes.
stage
Yeah.
4, walking
Yeah.
around, everything's great, but soon they hear they got cancer,
That's it.
they dead in 2 months.
It's the mental. It's the
Your
mindset. It's
mind,
the mindset.
it's not your mind, it's your tongue. It's what you tell yourself. You telling
Yeah.
yourself, I ain't
Powerful.
gonna make it. Guess what? You right. You not
You
gonna
ain't
make
gonna
it.
make
You
it.
done told yourself that. Now your brain hear it. Now your eyes see it and your ears hear it. And now your body responds to that. So, like I said, it was me versus Dr. Real. For real, I was really having a me versus Craig was like, oh, I'm so tired. And Dr. Real, you would get your ass up. Don't you want to see your wife again?
Right.
Don't you want to hug your son?
Right.
Don't you want to talk to your mama? Don't you want to do this and that? And the third, I was like, man, I can't do this laying down.
Yes.
One note: if you do happen to have COVID, it's best to lay on your stomach and not on your back, because the way that virus works, it attacks your lungs. If you lay on your back, you think when you lay on your back, it's kind of you breathing, but it's harder. If you lay on your stomach, it's not pressing against you, and that way that phlegm and all that stuff you can kind of get it up better. I'm not a stomach sleeper whatsoever, but I had to adjust myself, even with all those needles and IVs all in my arm and stuff. And it was hard to do it, but it helped me breathe better to lay on my stomach. Just, man, like, this winter's gonna be bad with it, I think, because there's a new variant. It's like every day a new variant comes out.
Right.
You got to protect yourself. Like, don't think this is a joke, because I promise you it's not. I never thought in a million years, like I said, my family been very, we've been doing all precautions. I never thought that COVID would affect my home, to where almost everybody in this house has had it except my youngest son, because luckily my wife didn't listen to me and she got him vaccinated, because a black doctor told her, let's get him vaccinated before school starts. And that's the only reason why he didn't get sick. So I thank God for her to having the foresight and the wisdom to ignore her ignorant husband on that subject, and got my youngest son vaccinated. So if read up on it, there's so much information out there to read, but use your discernment to see what's right, because stuff you read, if it's a Facebook doctor, ignore it. Okay, if it's that person that has a conspiracy theory for every damn thing that happened in the world, you might want to kind of know that one too. But read the information and make an informed decision for yourself. But I'm telling you, vaccines are not designed to be a cure. It's no different than a vaccine for polio, a vaccine for whatever. And I know we look at it and it came fast. That was my big holdup for me. It was like, man, this thing was developed rather quickly compared to other vaccines. Right. But then when you think about it, the world was shut down and they had all this manpower to get this thing done faster, because the world was regular. They'll be doing other things, but the whole world was kind of combined to get this thing done. So I kind of understand now how it kind of got to formation faster. And now that the FDA has approved the Pfizer one, which is kind of suspect when Dr. Fauci's wife is in charge of that, but that's a whole other thing. We got to stop overthinking this thing. Okay, just stop overthinking it. You eat all kind of crap every day that you have no idea what's in it. So let's stop saying we don't know what's in it, or you don't know what's in a damn McDonald's cheeseburger either, but you be stuffing your cheeks with it. You don't know what's in a lot of things. You don't know what's in. There's so much, and then they say the FDA approval thing. Okay, there's shampoos and medicines, your vitamins. Everybody holler about taking. Most vitamins are not authorized by the FDA. You're just taking that stuff. Supplements most of them are not authorized by the FDA, but you still take them. So we got to get off that part of it. I understand being safe. If you don't want to take it, more power to you. But I promise you, you do not want COVID-19 in your body because it changes you for life. It affects so much. For men, it can give you ED. For women, hair loss for months after you have it. Your hair starts falling out. I had a classmate
Really?
lost half her head of hair. That girl had beautiful hair. Clumps is falling out. That's a side effect from COVID for women.
What are the
Infertility.
after?
There's so much
Oh,
stuff. Yeah, there's so much stuff that COVID does inside of you. There's that sense of smell that you might never get that back. That might be permanent. Sense of taste. Like for me, food and enjoying food is just being able to just to taste, the seasoning. You know what I'm saying? The spices, the flavor of the meat, the flavor of the vegetables, whatever. But when you can't taste food, you lose the desire to eat after a while because you can't taste it. You just eating to live because you can't enjoy the experience of mama's banana pudding because you can't taste nothing. It's all bland. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just encouraging everybody, do your homework. You don't have to listen to me. Do your homework. But at the end of the day, the life you may save may be your own and protecting your loved ones around you. That's the end of the day. That's all that matters.
What about have they prepared you guys, like people that have, what does that process look like once you leave the hospital? When you leave the hospital, you've, been through this ordeal. Like you say, they give you warning saying another variant, something else coming out, another strand of something. Is there something that they give out to say, now, as a precaution, this is what you're going to have to do moving forward now that you've had it? Like, what does that look like? What do they give you?
They don't tell you nothing but good luck and I'm going to holler. That's what they told me.
That's it? That's it.
No, just, I just use common sense. So I've been washing my hands out of child. Like, that's nothing. I've been doing that. So I don't know why everybody just realize that I wash your hands. Been washing my hands. Just being a little more cautious than I was before. But as far as giving you any kind of direction, not really. And that was surprising. Like they gave me an oxygen tank, but an oxygen machine, but no direction on how to use it. So me and my wife are here figuring out how to use the damn oxygen machine. Like, what the hell? How you don't tell me how to use this damn thing? You know what I'm saying?
God.
Like, and how long should I do my sessions? I'm doing stuff on my own. Okay, I'm not gonna be on an hour and do 30 minutes. I'm doing that. No direction whatsoever. They want to get in beds revolving door because they don't. The whole hospital. I was in Sunnyvale, Skyline White Hospital. I went to bed in sight. I was in the ER for a day and a half before I even got to go to a room. You know, so it's bad. It's not. It's bad. It's better than what people make it out to be. You know what I'm saying? Because the media is gonna paint a picture. They're gonna paint a picture of doom and gloom, or they're gonna paint a picture that's all good. And I think they're kind of in the middle with it. Compared to reporting from last year to now, all now is the pushing of the vaccine. And I can see why people look at it as a negative thing because they're really, like you said, they aggressively push. Take. That would give anybody pause. Because they gave me pause. That's why I was like waiting so long to take it. I'm like, man, why the hell they like so
forcing
thing down people's throat? But I get it. The more people take it, the less chance you have to be in the position I was, or RIP to my classmate. She wasn't vaccinated either. And hers took a worse turn than mine. I've had family members sick with it. Thank God they survived. It's not a game. There's too many of us that are taking it like the moon landing and with the conspiracy theories to the left. Like we're taking it too far. I understand we can't trust the government because it's a Tuskegee experiment. I understand the mistrust. I always said it before on our podcast. Black women, the most dangerous place for you to be in is a doctor's office in America because they don't take black women serious when they talk to a doctor. Like you basically have to damn near choke them out to tell them something wrong with you for them to take your word. Because like you don't know your body. Hell, I live with my body. How the hell you gonna tell what I don't know? Right. And that's why I go my wife all the time because when I feel a doctor ain't talking right, I'm gonna step like, look here, bro. She's telling you what's happening and why you not listening to it. So just protect yourself again. I can't stress that enough. That cough you have from COVID stayed with you for months. For months. Thank God getting off of it. Please go get you some zinc, vitamin D3, because for us Black people, we don't get enough vitamin D in our bodies. Zinc will help you. Magnesium will help you. Those are the things they gave me coming out of the hospital. And that helped a lot. I mean, I compared to 2 weeks ago, I feel better. I was 175 pounds when I got out of the hospital. I ain't been that small since I was like 25.
Wow.
So yeah,
It's good. I mean, it's good information to hear because again, we read stuff like you say, we see people post stuff on social media. Don't mean we really know who they are. We just, we're friends with them on social media through whatever the case may be. But to hear, your testimony and what took place, it really, really it makes it real. It make you realize that damn, like this stuff is really, really happening. And I don't know when it's going to stop. I don't know if it's going to be something else similar that erase this type of virus and it goes away, but it's every time you turn around, like you say, every week is something different. What do you feel about, how do you think the world is going to transition back to the people that are still like working from home, like going back into the offices, even the kids that are in school? Do you think that it's going, because you just said flu season is going to be bad, it's going to be tough. Where do you see us, how do you feel we'll be going into the end of the year, ending the year?
To me, it's no different than post 9/11. When thinking before that, you never take your shoes off at the airport to check that and had to take a little bottles of lotion. You can take whatever you want to on the plane. If we can become accustomed to all the protocols and safety guidelines and the civil liberties we lost during post 9/11, we lost a lot of things when the Patriot Act was going on, then I think we can get used to the protocols that they're asking for us to do now. It's just a resistance because we always had freedom stuff. Like, this is not about your freedom right now. Putting a mask on is not restricting your freedom. Just putting a freaking mask on. It ain't gonna kill you. I promise you it won't. I don't like wearing them either. I can't stand it. But I think when they said no more masks, people lost their minds. Like, I seen a picture of near Chicago for that festival. I can't think of the name of the festival they had in Chicago. There was not a mask in sight, and there's like thousands of people, and they're right on top of each other. I'm like, are you serious right now? Labor Day just passed, and everybody was hanging out with each other. And you had the COVID upsurge because, like I said, people are so desperate to get back to 2019 lifestyle. That is over.
Yeah, it's over pretty much.
New Year's Eve of 2019, that's the last time you've seen that lifestyle of that day and that time. That's over. These protocols are not going to change. If anything, they're probably going to start getting more restrictive because New York now, you can't even go to an NBA game if you're not vaccinated.
I saw that.
I'm trying to go to that Her concert next month, and on that Her concert, when you go to click on them tickets, you have to bring your vaccination card with you to even get into the venue. Like, wow, those things are going to become
the norm. That's what people have to start researching. Like I said, sometimes I don't like looking at stuff or jumping on, some of the social media platforms because you see all the sad stuff. But honestly, you got to, because you got to be up to date. You'll be that person in the airport or somewhere screaming, kicking and yelling just because you didn't read something and that plane land and you there and everything changed because you wasn't aware of what you needed to do when you got there. Because I agree, those things, you're going to have to be on the up and up of what's going on per state, because the thing about it is every state is different. Now we got a fool here in our state. Like I read something, he said, is that something else I saw pass where churches are not closing down anymore? I know that they were speaking about, like, last time when this happened, they were saying 10 people to 15 people could be here or whatever. They're not doing that anymore. He is more so for trying to keep a lot of stuff normal when it shouldn't be normal, but every state is different. So don't get on social media looking at something someone posting. You find out they don't even live where you live, right, and they're following rules and regulations from where they from, and it don't even apply to your state.
Like cruises, you got to have a vaccination card to go on a cruise.
Damn.
They're going to get to the point. I'm just saying it now. If it'll get to the point where if you want to fly, you probably got to produce that vaccination card to get on. I mean, because you're in enclosed space on a plane and you're sharing recycled air. I mean, it's just. I understand again about people feel like their rights are being infringed on, but sometimes you got to protect people from themselves. The reason you have laws in the first place, you protect people from themselves. Like I feel like, for instance, I feel like if you don't want to wear a seatbelt, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Like you already know the risk of not wearing one. So I feel like there shouldn't be police having to give you a ticket for you not wearing one. But then on the other hand, I understand it because them protecting you from yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to wear one. You know, you've seen 1,000 pictures of people flying through windshields and everything else. You know, I get it why you feel your rights are infringed or your freedom being infringed, but again, it's them protecting you from you because you don't have to do something 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do it. Like you're just not going to do it if you don't have to. Just again, I cannot stress enough, protect yourself because I can tell you from that Monday, the progression of that virus is rapid and it's fast and it's debilitating. Like you'll feel like somebody done beat your behind down to the point where you have no energy. And we have stairs in my house. I had to go upstairs, and it took me 10 minutes just to get upstairs. I felt like I had concrete shoes on, trying to walk upstairs, just to take a shower.
I hear a lot of people say that.
You know, and again,
Blood can get weak.
breathing, it really feels like you're a fish out of water, and you really like breathing is hard, and then that cough is so harsh. You seem like you've been smoking Newport for 30 years, Marlboros. That cough is so harsh, and
Dang,
it doesn't go away. That's the bad part about it. Like you'll have that cough a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, and you're not sick anymore, but that cough is still there. And then, God forbid, it scars your lungs, and then that's the worst part of it. That's why I was so scared for my son. He's an athlete. And I was worried about his lungs being scarred from having COVID. Because that's one thing it does. Luckily, you don't have long-term COVID. Now you have long-term COVID. You can get disability for that.
See, that's stuff people may not know as well.
COVID. Wow.
They call it, are you talking about the long haulers? They call them long haulers, right? Long haulers, yes. The long haulers.
You can qualify for disability now for that.
Wow. See, y'all, we gotta stay in tune with what's going on. Just want to say what's up also to my fam out here. I see watching. What's up, Aunt? How's it going? Dr. Real, what would you say to someone that, because we don't know, like what would you say to a person that's experiencing this and they have a loved one that they want to support, they want to show their, because you can't go around these people. Like we're learning now the mental stage as is, like what a person is experiencing, right? Because you get that sense of loneliness, you get that sense of, I'm assuming memory loss. I'm thinking crossword puzzles. Like what would be a good care package for someone that has a family member that may be experiencing this? If you were wanting to take care of someone from a distance, because of course like what would you recommend? Like what are some things that a person would appreciate?
Like the vitamins I just mentioned. I asked my wife to get me the word search to keep my mind sharp, something to keep me thinking.
See where I figured that.
A notepad for them to write down their thoughts. Just something to keep the mind stimulated, so where you're not focusing inward on yourself and start thinking negative, because that cough and that not being able to breathe can make you think some bad stuff. And it makes you start thinking, man, I'm not gonna make it through this. I can't believe this is happening to me. And then you'll start that woe is me conversation.
Right.
Start saying, oh, woe is me, I can't believe it's happening. And then if you're not careful, you'll start, blaming God. Like, why did you do this to me? And I mean, it'll go left fast. Like I said, the stuff I heard other patients in other rooms saying, and people screaming for their mama, that got to my heart and soul. Like, man,
I could imagine.
It was older patients, so I'm sure their mama probably been gone. You know what I'm saying? And they were crying, you can literally hear them crying for their mama. That you're talking about something that can break your heart. And I'm like, damn, man, people crying for their mama. And I'm sitting here, nobody can come in the room. You talk to them on the phone, you FaceTime, that's cool, but that physical contact,
Yeah.
even for a couple days, is rough. I'm like you in solitary. You just sitting there. It was hard. It was tough. I got to say that it was tough. But thank y'all for welcoming me back. I really appreciate the love. I missed y'all terribly. Telling Catch how much I missed her, just the whole platform.
Yes.
Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. And I really appreciate y'all welcoming me back. I really appreciate it. Just don't know how much it means to me.
We appreciate you being here, and we're glad, and you survived that thing. I'm glad that you're able to be here tonight just to give your testimony, because you don't even know how many people you're encouraging right now to help them understand that, yeah, this thing, you could beat this thing, and you have to be smart about some of the decisions that you make, but you got to have that go in you. You got to have that fight power, and a lot of people mentally, you're hearing it right now. Be prepared, encourage someone else. If you got family that's going through it, now you kind of get a sense of, dang, like this what's going on with them. They're not acting funny, or this is real. So we appreciate you sharing this information. Do you got any quotes for us tonight? Because I know you always have some quotes.
Just one last thing. One thing I know about COVID, I've seen in my own family members, it can change them, and they'll be a whole different person that you don't even recognize after they got over it. So you got to be prepared for that as well. It can change their whole personality, the way they used to be. If they was loud and boisterous before, and now they all quiet and kind of solemn, they might be that way the rest of the time, because it can change you. It changed me for the better. That's just the worst thing that happened to me was a blessing to me, because it kind of made me really appreciate life a lot more and appreciate my family more, and just stop worrying about things that I couldn't control. I'm a person that likes to kind of worry about everything, not really worry, but be concerned about everything. And I learned you gotta actually live life and not just exist in life, but actually live it. And learn to let go of crap. If you can't control it, then stop worrying about it and stressing yourself out about it. If you can't control it, then it ain't for you. Just keep it moving. My two quotes tonight are the biggest fool is the one that can see betrayal and can hear the lie, but continue to convince themselves all is well. And lastly, no matter what life is giving you, God is better at handling it than you are.
I know that's right.
And that is it, and that is all.
Because he got the power. Y'all heard that. See, hopefully he said it loud enough for the people in the back. Again, if this is your first time rocking with us, thank y'all so much for choosing to even tune in and stay and rock with us for this hour. And please, please, please don't hesitate to come back and rock with us again. We have also other people that are on this platform. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. We have the Mamapreneur podcast that's hosted by Robin. She'll be here shining a spotlight on some entrepreneurs, mamapreneurs, and doing the things that they always do. I really appreciate her for doing that. And then make sure you guys tune in on Monday. Also, if you're interested in knowing what's going on with this whole real estate thing, we got Bree, buying and selling with Bree. She'll be in the building talking, selling houses, what the market is like right now. I seen some crazy stuff today. The houses in California, they're going for about 800,000 right now. People are, man, I was like, whoa. But it's a lot of good stuff that goes on this platform. So continue to rock with us, because we truly, truly, truly appreciate being here with you guys, and just having this platform to share knowledge, seek knowledge, and just learn from each other, and rock with y'all every week. As we always say, did you have anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight, Dr. Real?
I just want to congratulate my son for winning 2 awards for his AAU season. He got Offensive Player of the Year and Player of the Year. So I just want to give him a shout out. In his senior year, so I'm just trying to get him in the college you want to go to for school, and just a job well done.
That is what's up. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Well, y'all, it is 9 o'clock, and as y'all know, that time always fly. We ain't got to go home, but we do got to get the hell up out of here. It's been a really, really, really good show, and we can't wait to rock with you guys again next week. So y'all be safe, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.